live. Hi guys. How are you? I'm just waiting for y'all to come so that we can talk about sleep. Karibuni, karibuni. Welcome to the live. Sleep is important. Oh, shout outs, many guys. Caroline, Jamila, Est Mutua, Pauline, and Charlene. Actually, guys, if I can't pronounce your name, I'm Kao. Eva Tracy, Faith Njogu. Yeah, karibuni, karibuni. Hi, guys. Hi, wow. I am loving y'all. Winnie. Hi, Ami Mama.
Hi, Ruth.
What up? Call me Mwende.
Hi. Oh, okay. Hi, Mwende. How are you?
Too formal. Good. You?
I'm fine, thank you. My eye is red here because I just poked myself doing my makeup. But you know what? We move.
Yeah, you're looking dope.
Thank you so much. How are you? I have heard
good.
so much about you, but we have never interacted or spoken.
Do tell.
Nimesikia tu. I've heard exactly what your Instagram handle has said. You are a baby whisperer. So I mean, me, I'm here for tips because my newborn is driving me up the wall.
Tana is the easiest baby I've ever seen.
Oh my God. You know, the funny thing is that she's not a all over the place baby, but when it comes to like sleeping for long stretches, that's where we are struggling. But like even when she's awake, she's not like fussing too much. But still, I would really like to be able to sleep through the night. Honestly, that's all I want. Yeah.
And you know that's the most amazing thing about Tana. Like I see her, I'm like, this is a child who
she's chilled.
And you know, chilled babies are the easiest to actually teach. Do you know that?
Are you serious?
The one thing, imagine you have done right, and which you did right, and which everybody was like, why have you hamishad her? Her sleeping on the side is also a very good thing. So
exactly.
Yeah, so guys are joining over here. They are
exactly. Welcome everybody. We are hoping to have a really good discussion. There's one thing the last two sessions has taught me is that time goes by really quickly. So let's not waste any time. Let's just start with our introductions and then we can get into the discussion. So you introduce yourself first.
Well, my name is Mwende. Even if you type Mwende sleep on Google, you're gonna get me. So yes, I'm a sleep consultant. My business is sleep. My business is you adults and babies, but I'm very fascinated with babies because, man, their sleep is important. You know, as they grow, very important. Very passionate about it. I wouldn't choose anything else in the world to do other than put babies to sleep. Imagine.
Nice. Are you a mom yourself?
Yes, to one who's seated somewhere here in this live.
How old? How old?
She's 6.
Oh, that is not a baby though, but yeah, we can. You have experience. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean that's not a baby?
6.
Wait until I tell you what happens at 6. It's when you're back.
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. So how long have you been like a baby whisperer? Like when did that career start?
4 years ago. 4. 4. And it started like a joke, by the way. So I was very intentional on making sure she sleeps. Me, I'm the kind of person time. I don't want to do children screaming back and forth. No. I want to chill, do absolutely nothing, and the children are asleep. That's me.
Amen.
So I needed a plan. I needed to know what exactly am I doing with this child. Why I need a plan. Funny enough, I stumbled upon the whole sleep thing when she was a bit older. And you know, pressure. Hey, but now your child sleeps. Nini, you should do something for moms. I was like, you guys are joking. Then imagine one day, I was like, do this. 4 years later, we're still doing this. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Congratulations. Okay, let me introduce myself for those who don't know me, even though I feel like it's usually a pointless exercise. But guys, my name is Exactly. My name is Joanne, aka Yummy Mommy. Many people don't know my name is Joanne, but my name is Joanne. And I am a mother of 3 beautiful little kids. I have Ethan, who is 10 years old. I have Mukeni, who is 2, almost 3. Actually, it's gonna be 3 next month, and that's crazy. And then I have Tana, who is a 5-month-old little child. I love all things to do with motherhood and like helping other mothers be able to mother, because people always come on my page and say, oh, you make motherhood look so easy, but I actually don't feel like it's easy at all. And I feel like these kinds of sessions just help us like know that we are not alone in the struggle. Like we are all trying to make it out here, you know. And so I'm so excited about this particular session. I think out of all the other sessions, this one I've received the most questions about, like to do with sleep. Hey, yeah. Everyone's just like, how do I get my baby to sleep? That's it. Like, how can my baby just sleep, please? So I think that's what I'm most excited about this session. So I'm thinking, should we start a little bit talking about bathing the baby a little bit, and then we go into sleep? Because for bath, I don't feel like there's that much to it, right?
True. I agree.
Okay. So maybe you can start by just like giving us some do's and don'ts of bathing your baby. Like one thing, for example, I've been hearing Coach saying is like how when you leave the hospital, you're not supposed to bathe the baby every day or something. And like you should bathe them every 4 or 5 days. So maybe just give us a few do's and don'ts of bathing your baby, assuming the baby is like between 0 and 6 months.
Okay. Well, as Mwende, I think it's important for, okay, say the first week. The first week you can top clean down without necessarily the water. I mean, they are dirty. They're not dirty. Now, the older your baby grows, I think it's important for them to bathe every day. Now, disclaimer, there are people who live in those areas where it freezes every day. So at least have, you know, like a heater in the room, but at least let them, because then also bathing also calms the baby, especially the kids who cry a lot. Those ones, it really calms them. Yeah, it's important for you to just bathe them. Don't skip that bath.
Exactly.
It's like you imagine you skipping a bath, you won't even sleep.
Yeah, I'm always actually saying that it's not even about how dirty the baby is, because the baby is not really dirty. Like you wash them and the water will just be as clear as it was when you started bathing the baby. But like it makes them feel nice to just take the bath, and I feel like they really, really appreciate it, right? What are like some don'ts, like what not to do when you're bathing your baby?
What not to do when it comes to bathing is first, the most important, temperature.
Oh, yes, temperature of the water,
You know how we do. We put the water, then we are there shaking it like, and then you put the baby in the heat first, and they are wailing. But guys, the baby has a thermometer where you can check the temperature of the baby. So so check them on their website. You're going to get it. But just check the temperature. Make sure it's good. Make sure the room is warm. You know. And also, bathing is fun. Don't just dip and leave
and remove your child. Let the baby enjoy.
Sing with them. Like I saw your husband bathing Tana. Like have a fun session when you're bathing. You know, it's not, don't make it like a job. It's fun. You can play peekaboo, but also don't spend a lot of time in the water, especially if your child is small. Okay. And you can be in and out of the water. Just make sure you clean the areas that you're supposed to clean, but then you're in and out as fast as possible. Timing will depend on, I've always preferred night baths than during the day. But you can bathe twice. But those ones are taking bath 3-4 days, your baby gets cranky.
Exactly.
Or not, these folds over here, they get dirty. So please, let's bathe our babies.
I think one question that I get from a lot of mothers of newborns is that, you know, like those beginning weeks, you put your baby in the water and they're crying. Like the whole time you're bathing the baby just crying beginning to end. So they're always like, is my baby in pain? Like, why is the child crying? That's normal, right? For like initially the baby's still getting used to that.
Imagine, let me this differently. Imagine moving from this country and going to Lord knows another country where there's winter now. How will you feel? You're thinking, I just came from a very warm place. Where the heck is this?
Crazy.
And it is very normal. And I think a lot of moms get very scared because then their babies are crying through it. Okay. So that's why I'm like, spend time. throw them in water and out just because they are. It's just the shock of you've just removed clothes and you're putting me in water and I'm
now I know,
man. So that is normal.
Okay, for me, like when it comes to bathing, I always feel like it's one of the things that mothers are most scared of. You know, it's like, okay, there's this tiny thing, especially when it's your first baby, there's this tiny thing, and now I have soap and water and I'm expected to like hold this baby, not drop them, not hurt them. But I always feel like when it comes to such things, like your gut as a mother is just going to help you along, you know, and it just comes, so it becomes natural over time, right?
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah. So trust yourself, mothers. I can see so many people here in the comments. Please send us your questions and we'll try to answer as many of them as possible. So far, all the questions I'm seeing is about sleep. So if you have any questions about bathing, feel free to send them. We'll also like changanyisha them in there. But let's move and talk a little bit about sleep. The one thing that everybody is struggling with. Oh my God. Okay, so tell us first, what was your experience with your baby when she was born in terms of sleeping?
My baby was colicky. I'm telling you, she's just somewhere sitting there thinking, Mimi do unasema. She's just there. She was very colicky.
Okay.
And truly, I kind of understand the lack of sleep. But I'll tell you something. For me, it was very intentional when it came to her sleep. And even if I get a second, a third, a fifth, it is intentional.
From the beginning.
Yes, I needed a plan. I knew she was colicky, but also I knew this shushing and rocking until 7 a.m. was my life. Then. Okay. So one day I decided, you know what? I can't go on like this. At some point, this has to stop. And I didn't know, by the way, honestly, I didn't know I was sleep training. At that time, I didn't even know whether I am doing what or what. I was like, that I need to have a rhythm. I need to observe the child. I need to know what ticks and what doesn't tick. And so by the time she was around 4 months, I was like, hey, chick, you're heavy. No, me, I ain't carrying you.
Hard,
put her down. I'm out. You know, figured that one out, but I can't carry you. And like I'm saying, it was very intentional because then I know a lot of the questions are going to come from what I'm just saying. That not abandonment. It is making a personal choice to decide what exactly you want for the child. And it is, it's not me telling you, oh, you need to. No, it is deciding. There are people who are okay with 500 times waking up, but for me, it was deliberate. I was like, I'm not going to do. I don't want to do this for long. And I also needed her to stop waking up a lot. And also for my sanity. If you're not sleeping, you will be upset at everybody else.
Exactly. Okay, fine. So my experience has been very different for all three of my kids. So for my first one, who is now 10, I was a single mom then. So it was just me and him. I didn't know anything about sleep training. I was 20 years old. I was just like, okay, fine. I guess everybody just wakes up and feeds their baby at night and puts them back down. So lucky for me, at 4 months of age, he just like sort of sleep trained himself. Like one day I just woke up and I was like, oh, he slept through the night. So that was pretty good. And from that 4 months, he was sleeping through the night. For my second born, she, like at 2.5 months, I was going back to work and I needed for her to be sleep trained. So I consulted another sleep trainer. She's called Kit. And she basically just told me to put the baby on a schedule. And then we started doing that thing for like moderate cried out, like not really cried out, of the one where you put the baby down and then you leave her, like she cries, maybe then you go and comfort her after like 5 minutes, comfort after 10 minutes, comfort after 15 minutes. And then in like a week, she had sleep trained herself. Now with my third one, we have tried the sleep training, but I think because she's like my little baby, I just have so much less resolve. So like I haven't been able to like to just leave her to just cry. But lucky for us, she doesn't really disturb that much. She goes to sleep about 8 p.m. She wakes up for a feed about 1 a.m. and then she wakes up for another feed about 5 a.m. and then she wakes up now in the morning at like 7 or something thereabout. So it's not that hard, but because I'm such a light sleeper, it's so hard for me to go back to sleep after she has now woken up in the middle of the night, you know, and that's what I'm hoping like yes, exactly. So let's start with the basic question, because I feel like this question is just what everyone wants to know. How do I get my baby to sleep through the night, Mwende, please?
Disclaimer, what I'm about to say does not apply to every baby. Now let's start with babies are different, right? That's one. If for all
babies are different, absolutely.
Babies are different. Then there's something called a biological clock.
Yeah.
Every baby is one, but it ticks at different times of the day, right? And we run the clock on a 12-hour 7 to 7, 8 to 8 situation, right? Now, sleeping through the night is development. It is developmental. You cannot, okay, another thing, you can't force a child to sleep. What are you going to tell them? Lala, close your eyes. You can't
be sleepy now. Yeah.
Let me tell you, and there's something, you remember there's a time when you went into Tana's room and you're like, I thought you were sleeping and you're not sleeping.
And she's just there like,
she's just there looking around. But then you see, at some point she was tired, and then you put her back to sleep.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. You can't force it, but there's several factors that go around it. One, some babies sleep through the night earlier than others. Two, your baby will only sleep through the night if they can put themselves to sleep. 3, us. We are the, by the way, we are the problem.
We are the problem.
We are the problem. And at the beginning. And I say this because you know what the way you're saying, Tana is my little baby. Do you know if you focus actually get her to sleep? It is us. And it's not because we don't love them. Please, let's not confuse love with the other thing. It is sleep is a whole different character and something by itself. So sleeping through the night is mental. It happens at different stages in babies' lives. But what are the factors? There's napping, there's eating, there's how, they when, and the where. For example, if somebody's caught sleeping, I don't expect your baby to sleep through the night. Honestly, I don't.
Wow, really?
Do you know why? It's because your baby is all over the place. Like this. Like you can't have that baby sleeping through the night. Sleeping through the night is developmental. You have to, certain factors have to fit, like napping. Is your baby sleeping? How are they eating? What are they eating? Where are they eating? Most kids, the older they grow, the more you hold them to sleep, the more, by the way, you hold your baby like this to sleep, they land. They've already woken up.
That's my problem right now, is she cannot fall asleep unless we have carried her. So we carry her, she falls asleep, then we have to put her down really lightly, because if you move too quickly, that's it for the next 2 hours, sis, But it's funny you're talking about co-sleeping and sleeping through the night. There's actually someone who has commented and said, hello, my 5-month-old baby no longer wants to sleep in his crib. He does sleep through the night, but in my bed.
One thing is, let's define this. When somebody says that, if your baby is 5 months and they're sleeping through the night, the likelihood of the baby wakes up, you throw the boob in the mouth, then they sleep.
That's what. Okay, yeah.
So basically,
I think that's what they mean.
Yes, it is highly unlikely for that to happen. Honestly, you're going to find that child, either the mom removes the boob, you're like, you know what? When you wake up, go back. But the baby refusing the crib, it means one, the baby has never slept in the crib at all, or this child had sleep issues, and then as parents you're like, I can't wake up. I ain't going back there. So you just and then what happens? You can't take the baby back. Never. You can't, because you're so afraid of the repercussions of that. But moms, one of the things I need you to know is, at some point, you will have to move that baby. You have
to. I know. I actually know people who their kids are like 2 years, 3 years, and they're still sleeping with them in the bed. And I'm like, I mean, don't you want some freedom? Don't you want some space? Like, don't you want to hang out in your own bed without your baby being there? Like, it's crazy. Okay, we have a question here from Sly Masara. She's asking, what's the average normal sleep time for newborns to 1 year? I know you've said that it's like, it varies per baby, but is there like an average, like normal number?
Normal sleep time. That's one thing. Okay, babies should sleep between 6 and 7. And they should be able to do 10 to 11 hours, but the younger babies sleep more. So if, let's assume I was working with you, Yummy Mommy, I'd ask you, would you draw up for me how many hours Tana sleeps during the day versus how they sleep through the night, at night? So if they don't tally, we're talking about 10 to 11 hours, and then you find kids were sleeping 8 hours. I don't expect the naps to be really good. Why? Because the baby's so tired. Then you rock them, you put them down, they've already woken up. So younger babies need to be able to sleep at least during the day. And I mean 0 to almost 2 to 3 months. That's around 8 hours during the day. And at least 7 hours. That's why when you go on the internet, you find your baby should be sleeping 22 hours. It is both day and night in 24 hours.
Those are the stressful things, by the way.
Yes.
You always like, my God, my baby normal because my baby is not sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like for the most part, there are certain, like, at least gaps between which, like, most babies will fall into. Like at the beginning, they all pretty much sleep like a lot, and then at some point they start, right?
Yes.
For the most part, right? And then to somewhere around 3 months, it sort of like changes, and then you get to 4 months. Can we talk about this? Because I've already seen someone asking about the 4 months sleep. Exactly. Is that like a thing that people have made up, or is it a real thing? What is the sleep regression, and how do we get through it? What is the 4 month sleep regression? How do we get through it?
It is real, and it is worse for the kids who've not had proper sleep hygiene. So no, I'm talking jargon over here. Sleep hygiene. Your baby needs to be able your baby needs to be able to sleep better before you hit that age. Okay? So I've always thought, and the people who I've worked with, when your babies are really small, I've always encouraged you to have proper sleep. I don't even waking up, it is very normal. But then as you have the 4 month regression, the following things are things you're going to notice. One, your babies are growing. The same clothes they're fitting, they are not fitting in. Two, they are having a lot of FOMO. By the way, you call them, they're like, oh, something is happening.
Exactly.
They're growing more, and their sleep is maturing. Now, this is the stage where your baby needs to stop sleeping and waking up every 2 hours. 2 hours. But then guess what happens? Everything that you've been using over the past stops working. It has stopped. You know, you feel me?
Hey, I feel you. Okay, that's me.
And then also remember, like, let me use Tana as an example. She is heavy. That child is heavy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so rocking becomes pretty exhausting. Then guess what? The baby's up every 40 minutes, every 1 hour. It is real, but it is, I call it a major growth spurt.
Yeah.
Like it's such a huge growth spurt, one. And then the babies are confused. And growing is overwhelming. Do you know
and it's
that?
tiring. It must be tiring for them.
Job.
Yeah.
So yes, that's why the regression comes. Now this is where, as a parent, you need to change your tact on how they sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. To remember, you can only hold on to these things up to so much.
For so long, yeah.
For example, I want to throw in something that people use, the pacifier. Miam. By the way, me, I'm anti-pacifier. Put them hands up. Yes, we see you. Yes. Like I am anti-pacifier. Do you know why? Every time it falls, the baby's gonna wake up.
Let me tell you, listen, sis. Let me tell you, the thing is, with my last two kids, like with Mukeni and this one, I started the pacifier, but only because at the beginning, when you start using it, it's very effective because the baby just shuts up, and that's what you want. But like now, that what you're describing is what we're experiencing. Like literally, baby's asleep, but it has fallen out, and she wants it back in her mouth. Who is that? You shuffling back and forth between your bedroom and their bedroom because you need to put the pacifier back. But like right now, I feel like I'm stuck. Like she's already addicted to it. I don't know how to stop.
Just stop it. Just stop. I know, right?
You want?
Can I tell you something? Babies are the most adaptable human beings. Like, okay, sorry. Let me move from Tana. Let me go to Mukeni. There's a time she started waking up, right?
Yeah.
Like time I saw that she just would wake up like at night and not go back. But don't you return her to her room?
I do.
Exactly. So imagine, and then what happens? The father, she's like, I don't want to go. Hey, but then imagine the following day she gets better at doing it. The pacifier is very active, and then it also stops her teeth from growing. It's not even about the pacifier. Let me just move to rocking.
I thought that was a myth.
What? The pacifier and the teeth?
Yeah.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And then another thing also with the pacifier, for me, I've always felt like it's you're just putting a band-aid on an issue. Just it looks nice and cute, not the problem, but it is not a sleep aid. It isn't. Somebody tagged me on a sleep sack that rocks your baby to sleep, and she asked me, what do you think? I'm like, well, for a few weeks it's okay. But then, that's the thing. Stop using a lot of things to get your babies to sleep. Sleep is a natural body function. Imagine it is done by the body. Me. Bed, close your eyes.
But so why is it that when they are asleep, you know, but why is it that when they are sleepy, they're like fasting? Why don't they just close their eyes and fall asleep? Because it's like almost like they're asking you, "Mommy, help me to sleep. Help me to sleep, Mom."
Yes, it's because you probably put them down to sleep too tired. They're just tired. They don't know that they need to sleep. Another thing is, for all babies, I don't care whether they are 10, sleep comes from another dimension. Yeah. Like, you're telling them to sleep, they're like, I don't want to sleep. And yet they are dozing. As a parent, it is your as a parent, it is you to decide. When your baby starts yawning, time to go to bed. You don't wait. The more you wait, the more tired they become, the more they cry, the more they wake up 5 times at night. So it's a combination of a lot of things done.
Exactly. Actually, you know, with this baby, I have mastered that art of noticing the second they get tired. Like before, I would like wait until the baby is not even crying. Now is when you're putting them to sleep. But now, I like from a mile away, I'm like, this child is sleepy. We are putting her to sleep. Someone is asking, at what age? Because we talked about moving the kid out of the room. At what age is it advisable for the baby to move out of the parents' room? Is it 4 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? What is recommended? What do you recommend?
I've always thought it's important to move the baby out of the room when they're sleeping through the night. You know why? Because I highly doubt you really want to wake up 5 times to go across the room. I don't think. You know, every hour, perhaps every 40 minutes. No. How about maybe 6 months if they're sleeping through the night, or if they are, you know, they're not like really fasting. And one thing before I forget, if you're moving your baby to another room, you need to buy one of these.
A monitor. I have, well, actually I have that exact, the Avent one. It's like, it's really useful. It's really useful. Yeah.
So buy this so that then you can actually hear your baby across the room or wherever they are. But I mean, you know, there's a certain stage where your baby is also very smart. I also think that if you have a space where you can move your baby, the earlier the better. But remember, your baby needs to be able to sleep. Otherwise, you can't keep shuffling. You'll end up by the mattress on the floor in that room.
I know, like, so we have moved her to another room, which is like literally across the hall. And the reason we did that is because, you know what, Mom and Dad need some alone time. We want to watch the TV, and she's really sensitive to sounds. So that's why we moved her. But yeah, we do have to keep shuffling, but we have a bed there so that in case, like, on a specific night, she's just like too much, you can sleep there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Okay, Nyambura Lorna is asking, my baby is 1 month old, and at night the baby doesn't sleep, but during the day the baby is always sleeping. How can she change that?
That baby is oversleeping during the day. Oversleeping a lot. And also there's a highly likelihood that the baby doesn't know the difference between day and night. So during the night, they're like, hi, it's a party. Then during the day, they are, you know, they are sleeping. So she needs to be able to formulate a plan on, you know what, we sleep at, it is wake up, feed, play, and sleep. So you wake up, you chill, look around, go back to sleep. So the baby can know the difference between day and night. And also probably, you know, we have this thing where we're like, my baby needs to sleep at this time. The time is not yours. The baby's, you know, it's that.
Not.
It's not yours. So if your baby is a 6 p.m. baby, put the baby to sleep. 6 p.m. is night. See you tomorrow.
It's true. Yeah. So this thing of like during the day the baby wants to take a nap, and then there are some people who say, oh, you should close the curtains so that the baby can take a nap, or you should leave the curtains open for them to be able to differentiate the day and night. Would you recommend then that if the baby is sleeping during the day, they should sleep in a like well lit room, and then at night obviously it's dark?
Not necessarily. Do you know that what regulates sleep is light? Do you know if right now it all went dark, do you know you're still sleeping?
Oh, really?
You know that? You'd actually like, oh my God, now I kind of So for babies when they're younger, during the day, close the curtains. When they are awake, you're like, good morning, sunshine. It is during the day. Don't tiptoe around your house. Take them to the sitting room, let the TV play, engage them more. Then when they go back, you're like, okay, curtains off, or draw the curtains, then you can sleep. So that's how it's easier. So and then at night, you see there's less engagement. There's less engagement like during the day. So that's how they know the between day and night.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's talk a little bit about sleep positions? Because we've gotten quite a few questions about that. So what sleep position is recommended for a young baby? Is it on the stomach? Is it on the side? Is it facing up? Should the head be tilted? Like, what would you recommend? Before I even start saying me what I've been doing, but just tell us, what would you recommend?
Yeah, now this question, by the way, just sleep in general, people are there's a lot of myth when it comes to sleep positions. So we say, when my baby sleeps on the tummy, they sleep longer. Then they start turning. You know they'll turn. You know they're going to turn. Because then you can only do it up to so much. As Mwende, me, I'm so afraid of seeds, by the way. I am, me, Mwende, seeds, choking, nini. I'm very quick. I'm a very cautious person. Babies should sleep on their backs. It is safer with their head on the side. If your baby has reflux, you're told to, told to angle the bed at a 90-degree angle so that then their head is a bit up. Some babies sleep on the side, but babies are mobile.
Yeah, exactly.
I find it very dangerous because then at some point they're going to tilt. Another myth is put something at the back. Please don't do that. Don't level your baby on the back. Just put them on their back. Period. That's tummy sleep. People do it. Do you know why you do tummy sleeping? You're so tired. You're like, you know what? Just flip the baby over, and you're like, sleeping on the tummy is the thing. Give it 3 weeks. They will stop. Just put them on the back.
Okay, so listen. Okay, me, I think Arabia from the beginning with Mukeni and with my firstborn, they slept on their backs. But like with Tana, she just would not stay asleep on her back. Then one day we put her on her tummy, and we're like, hey, I'm a lala. And from then she's been sleeping on her stomach. Like, I know the research about seeds, but like my husband and I just reached a point where we're just like, you know what? Like, God is just going to protect the baby. And like she has slept on her stomach since literally like week 1. We have tried to change it sometimes. Like sometimes like when she's really sleepy, we'll put her on her back and she'll still sleep. But like more often than not, even when you put her on her back, she still turns over to her stomach. So it's like, it's obvious that now that's just what she prefers. So sometimes I'm like, I'll try put her on her back, but she'll just flip herself over. So now I just leave her like that, honestly.
Yes, that's okay. And that's okay. But then also remember that at some point, she's what, 5 heading to 6?
Almost 6 months,
She's going to just turn by herself. Thing is, one day she'll turn and panic. She's like, okay, so now what am I supposed to do? So she's just going to be pancaking all over the place for front, back, and center. But I've always thought that there's some kids who should. No, I find it very unsafe, by the way. Unless you have Hawkeye, and there's no mother who has Hawkeye, by the way.
Exactly. We can't. Okay. I can't even say that I'm going to try and change. I'm just going to keep praying that God protects my baby.
I know your baby is old. Your baby,
okay.
She can lift her head. She's fine.
Exactly. Okay. We have someone who's asking, okay, so about the 4-month sleep regression that we talked about, should we expect another sleep regression? Because she says her baby is almost 7 months and now she seems to be having trouble sleeping. So is there any other sleep regression after the 4 months one?
You have regressions until age 5. Can you imagine?
Oh, Lord.
I know, age 5. So after the 4-month one, there's a 7-month one, which is more developmental. The baby must be doing something, either trying to stand or trying to do something, grip something, take something. So it's more developmental. Then month 8, 9, 10, 11. Walking, standing, sitting, crawling is happening at the same time. At some point, I know, right? And then the 1-year regression, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. Mokani is going through the 3-year regression. That is why she's not waking up.
Ooh,
so, 2.5. So there's always something going on because your baby is growing.
Exactly. Okay, fine. Where must all these good things that are happening with your baby come with such negative things sometimes? Like, I'm happy my baby is learning how to sit and to stand, but like, Lord, must we now be waking up 25 times a night? I mean,
yes, but you must. Let me ask you something, Joanne. If your baby is growing and they're so fascinated about the world and they want to see this and they have FOMO, they're like, sleep is you in your face.
Sleep is your mother. Yeah, I know,
right?
It's tough. Okay. Sly Masara is asking, is it okay to wake baby up to feed when he's asleep? Because he sleeps more than 6 hours at a time and he's 4 months now.
You never wake up a sleeping baby. In fact, a 4-month-old is able to do those kinds of hours. So when I say maturation of sleep, your baby needs to be able to sleep like almost 8 hours. Basically, wake up once
non-stop.
Yeah, by the way, I have kids who if I have sleep trained and your baby is 13 weeks and they're sleeping through the night, say hi. But yes, they do that.
See me. Okay, let's talk to each other after this, Mwende. Thank you.
Yeah, so at that time they should be able to do. But you see, when you wake the baby up, do you know what you're creating? You're creating what you call fragmented sleep. So the baby in the mind, they know I have to wake up. Then the day you want them to sleep through the night, you've just created at 10:30 to meamuka. You know, most of the time they don't even feed. Do you know that? They don't.
Yeah. Or they'll drink it or go and just like fall asleep. Yeah.
Read the cues. Because that's forcing a baby to do something they don't want. Read the cue. Did I wake up because I'm hungry? Yes, feed the baby. Did I wake up because I had a partial arousal? That's why. Let me tell you. Tana is having arousals. Shift of gear. Midnight 1, shift of gear, 5 a.m. Melatonin is shedding off from the system. She's getting ready to wake up in the morning. That is when she's waking up. So if she learns how to associate herself with, you know what, I had an arousal, I don't need milk, by the way. It's like here in an ambulance. Your neighbor, you had an ambulance, you're like, what is happening? But then you go back to sleep. That's what she needs to do. Yes.
So are you saying that when she wakes up at 1 a.m., I shouldn't feed her?
She doesn't need it. Do you know why? One, if your baby's calories are done very well at night, she won't need them. That is why you don't walk into the kitchen at 12 and start snacking. So you ate during the day. Why? What you do, and you notice that she doesn't drink the amount of milk that you think you want her to drink. She'll drink 50. And then she's already passed out. And then at 5, like if you calculate the amount of milk she's taking, it's not what you expected. You're like, so when you have me, I thought you were going to drink 100. And you're not actually drinking that amount of milk. Just call that out.
Oh Lord. Okay, fine. So that so you know, this thing about don't wake up a sleeping baby, is that even also during the day? Because for me, when I was sleep training my second born, and even this one, is that I put them on a strict schedule of feeding every 3 hours. So it's like, let's say she feeds at 9 a.m. She's gonna play until like maybe 10:15. She's gonna sleep. But now when it gets to 12, if she's not awake, I'll wake her up so she can have her next meal. Is that
no?
Don't
do that. You need to be able to, even if you're formulating a feeding plan, you need to know that if your next meal is happening when she's asleep, how about you execute the meal when she's awake, so that she's through the next one, so that you don't keep waking her. Sometimes, imagine it is only like 40 minutes to that time. How about either you wait for her to wake up, but don't wake up a sleeping baby. The only time you wake up a sleeping baby is when they oversleep during the day.
Okay,
Where you're having a baby sleeping 5 hours.
I feel like everything that I've known about kids sleeping is a lie. Okay. Okay. So now when the baby is sleeping, one lady, Anne Mutembe, and I think this is a question we've gotten a couple of times. Her baby doesn't like being covered while sleeping. Is that normal?
Yes. Why are you covering them? Babies, even mine. She's 6. Sleeps like a starfish. Just dress them appropriately. However, when it comes to sleep at 3 a.m. at night, the external temperatures drop and the internal body temperature cools down. So at 3 a.m. it's very cold. So you go and have your baby at that time. Okay? Just dress them appropriately. Don't overdress them. See, you've put kofias and stuff. Don't overdress the baby. Just dress them appropriately. You say put on an extra layer of what you're wearing. So
my daughter also didn't like being like, she didn't like anything on top of her. So what we do is we just put on the heater on one bar, so that the room is like permanently warm throughout the night, and she's fine. Let's see. How do I put my baby to sleep without using the boob? In fact, a lot of people have asked this. Like, at the beginning, your baby's just on the boob, fall asleep. How do you wean the baby off of your boob to fall asleep without the boob, please?
See, this is where now professional advice comes in. But
imagine
as a generic answer, that is the most common way of falling asleep. They know it. But then remember, when they get used to it, you have to wean them off. Everything you do to ensure your baby is sleeping needs to have certain positive reinforcements. Breastfeeding is okay. Hakuna shida, just breastfeed. Not an issue. Can they go down without breastfeeding? Now, that's where the one thing we talk about, soothing yourself to sleep, it is a body function. By then the baby knows how to fall asleep. Imagine they do. But then,
are you sure? Because,
Let me ask you a question. There are people, adults, who say, I can't sleep until I take tea. Imagine you can sleep without tea. I see ya.
It's true. Head. Yeah. It's a mental
so
thing.
Imagine you do this breastfeeding for 2 years. And then you're like, I need to stop breastfeeding. What's the plan again? Just stop breastfeeding. So, and it's not about even the issue of stopping to breastfeed. I am 100% behind breast milk and everything else, but stop using it as a crutch. Stop.
Yeah.
Like the small, like sleep gadgets we use. You spend so much money on one item. Only for the baby.
It's true.
By the way, sleep is boring. Do you know it is just your bed, your eyes, and shut down?
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. We have a question about colic. So you said that your baby experienced colic. For me, luckily, none of my babies have had colic. And let me tell you, I thank the Father, Lord Jesus above for that, because I've never had to experience colic. But how do you sleep train a colicky baby vis-a-vis a non-colicky baby? Is the method different, or is it just the same?
I don't know. I want to call, we manage colic.
Yeah.
Colic must be managed. But then also, does that mean that the baby doesn't sleep? Because imagine you have to manage it, but there are certain things that have to be done for a colicky baby that isn't done on a non-colicky baby. Or a baby can have even both reflux and colic. So you need to know what exactly do you need to do to ensure that this baby is sleeping well. It's just that you're going to have like the struggle, but it doesn't mean that child is not going to sleep. They will sleep. But the timelines that we set in place are going to be very different, unlike the ones for a non-colicky baby.
Yeah.
But yes.
So actually, yeah. So you actually, what I want to know is how do I actually sleep train my baby? Like what you told me is that like when she wakes up, because falling asleep is fine. Now I just need to get her to fall asleep without the pacifier and without me holding her. So I'm guessing I will give her a bath, and then after her bath, I just like, okay, good night, mama. Mommy is going. I put her down, and then I leave her.
Sounds easy. Sounds very easy. Very.
And then if she cries, I go back, I comfort her a little bit, and then I leave her until she falls asleep.
Okay, I'll tell you something about the method. It differs from child to child. So I have people who are more of the kind of, Aki, by the way, I'm such a warrior mother. You know, I feel like those ones are like, yo, you're gonna sleep, but I'm that mom. Mama. I believe in teaching slowly by ensuring that the baby understands what exactly needs to be done. Okay, so I'm more inclined to move slowly, but ensure you're also there. I'm also the person who will say, observe your child. If you walk out and the child gets stuck in between the bars, how will you know? Is the baby crying because they got stuck in the bar, or there's always something that's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm more inclined be there to see her through the process.
Yeah.
But fact of the matter is, you can't only do it at night. You need to do this the whole day. There's something you're saying, Ati, also I've given her a bath. How about you do it during the day? If you start at night, and then you're still doing the same things during the day, then basically you're not doing anything. You're just confusing her. She's like, how comes during the day you're holding me, then at night you want me to do? She's gonna cry black and blue. Just have a plan and say, I want to do this, and this is exactly what I need to do, but be there with her. Be there to see her through the process. I'm more of a slow withdrawal kind of situation. Withdraw yourself from her every single day, so that this is the plan. I don't like leaving children. I think it's very... Actually, I find it very cruel.
It's harsh. It is very harsh. Yeah.
That person. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So if you want Mwende to help you sleep train your child, DM her after this, because like we are not 2020. We are not suffering with crying babies. By the way, I mean, I'm confused. We are not suffering. There's a lady here who sounds like she's suffering. Terry Leaks 254. She says, my baby is 1 year, but does not sleep at night at all. She will sleep for 1 hour at like 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and that's it. To Nakesha. Yeah, like today, she slept at 6 a.m.
Find me.
What?
She needs to find me.
Yeah.
She needs to find me, because you will find that this baby either is not sleeping during the day, and you see, this is the I think we've learned and we hope that things change. But do you know that children go through childhood insomnia? We don't want them to sleep. Yeah. So they don't sleep. Then they're 1 and they're 2 and they're 3. Then you're wondering, oh, behavioral issues. Oh, my baby is not eating. Oh, my baby is fighting other babies. Sleep is very important. It is the thing that grows them. It is the It is everything. Even if you don't sleep, you're cranky in the morning.
It's
So sleep
horrible,
is very important. But for her, I have a feeling that this child doesn't sleep during the day. I also suspect this is a co-sleeping situation. I also suspect this is a child who's holding on to something, because then they don't wake up. Kwanini anakesha. Can you imagine a baby like this until 6 a.m.? It is not even normal. Even adults don't do that.
Exactly. Okay, so whoever you are, DM her with more information so that she can help you. Someone is asking, how does day sleeping affect night sleep? I think you've talked briefly about that, about the fact that if you sleep too much during the day, if the baby sleeps too much during the day, they're not gonna sleep at night, right?
Yes, but also remember that if your baby also doesn't sleep during the day, do you know people don't know that babies get tired, and we know our mothers tell us let the baby be, they'll sleep at night. Even putting that baby to sleep,
it's a lie. It's a lie of the enemy.
Yes.
So the daytime naps are important, but also not too much sleep. Like I think there's like a certain number of, depending on how old the child is, like they need a certain number of hours of sleep during the day and at night for them to be able to function well. No.
Yes. Yeah.
I would also recommend to all the ladies here, some of the questions that we ask, there's like a wealth of information on Google. Literally, if you just Google, you can find so much information. Like some of the websites I love are like Baby Center. I feel like they give so much information. And just Google, like sometimes we are struggling and we don't need to be struggling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And then Joanne,
yeah.
I think one of the things that people need to understand is there is no step by step. Do you know that every home is different?
Yeah,
exactly.
I
think we need to understand that every home is different. Every baby is different. There is no one cut way of babies going to sleep. There is no rule book, especially that, because when you put a rule book, you start saying that, okay, so for example, let me pick a baby who's 1 month old. Okay. A 1 month old, because then if you're talking about, then I'll be talking about 1 month to all the way until 2 years.
Literally,
whole thing. So like smaller babies require 3 naps a day. Oh, sorry. 1 month would require what? 4 naps a day. They need to sleep 4 naps a day. They need to be in bed probably between 6 and 7. And you see, that's the thing, that there's no child
exact. Yes.
And I think that's one thing that we really need to get this right. How you put your baby to sleep is very different. So smaller baby, we know we rock them to sleep, right? We know that we rock them to sleep. But then the other question is, if I rock my baby and my baby doesn't sleep, then what? But you see, it's also very how would I put this? It's very different for different babies. I have people who have different rooms they can put their baby in. Sleep is behavioral science. How your baby behave differs from child to child. You cannot have one rule book that is for all babies. How do I put my baby to sleep? Put your baby in bed. Isn't that rule number 1?
Exactly.
Number 2, like how do you put your, but that's rule number 1, put your baby in their bed. Number 2, the reason why your baby is not sleeping, I don't know. I don't know why. It could be because you're co-sleeping. Maybe they're not feeding well. Maybe they're feeding too close to sleep time. Maybe they are maybe they are sleeping late. I don't know. You know, so those are the things that are very important for you to find out. And I'll give another example, like with Yummy Mommy. Sleep is like weight loss. It differs from one person to another.
Fact. Yes.
Do you understand that you can't? I can't tell you, and that's why there's so many books. Yet they say very different things.
Exactly.
It's a very generic answer. It's a very generic answer when I say put your baby to sleep at this particular time. I have kids who sleep at 6, and they've slept at 6 even at they are a year old. But what is happening? I don't know what's wrong with your baby. Let's understand what time are you putting your baby to sleep. So like my Yummy Mommy has said, her baby sleeps at 8. But then she said, my baby has to sleep without the pacifier. Yeah, but I should remove it. So Mwende's baby probably is 5 months, and they're sleeping. The baby, somebody else's child is sleeping late at 11. Move the time lower. Every child has an issue. It is how or whatever issue it is that then I help you figure that one out. Because then I think we have this straight shoot kind of situation.
Yes, like you know,
hakuna kitu bulletproof when it comes to sleep.
I think for me, that's like, I think for anyone, this is the thing that makes motherhood the most difficult thing ever, is that it's so unpredictable. You can have 10 kids and like, I mean, of course you're going to get better at it in terms of experience and like knowing not to panic, but like you can't know how each baby is going to be. You can try something, it works for the first 3 kids and it won't work for the next 3 kids. And you just have to, you just keep whatever. But definitely, guys, if you have a specific issue that you think that she can help you with, please DM her after this. We talked about the baby sleeping on the back. I can see Angela Mayaka and Feinesh, they're asking about flathead syndrome, about when you put your baby to sleep on the back. So they're asking, please expound on the flathead syndrome when babies sleep on their backs for long. Is it a myth? Is it something that happens? Or, is the baby going to be okay?
And that one was asked by a client. When they sleep you see, they don't sleep like this. Their head is on side, right? So most babies who sleep is when they get the flathead syndrome.
Yes,
so just tilt the head on the side. Then I know somebody else will ask, mtoto hata choka,
and the neck, yeah.
But the funny thing is, do you know that the only time babies move is when they move a cycle? So you'll find, but I was facing this side, how did she face this side? She's going to move her side. But again, it also depends on how old the baby is. But otherwise, just put the baby's head on the side so they don't sleep like flat. Then they're going to get a flat.
Exactly. Okay. Someone is asking about reflux. I think you mentioned it briefly. She says that her baby is 2 months old and she keeps having reflux. Around what time does this go away? And I'm guessing this is like when they are sleeping. So I guess it disrupts their sleep. I think one thing you mentioned is that we should put something maybe under the mattress so that the mattress is a bit raised. Is there anything else she can do? Or it's just a thing which will just go away with time?
One, some reflux situations need medication. So one, see your pediatrician. Number two, some reflux situations will be because you're overfeeding the baby. Because every time your baby cries, you're like, kuja hapa nyonya. Then after that, they throw up. You're probably a situation of overfeeding the baby. And then it also depends. Is reflux projectile vomiting or what?
Or is it just
because
a bit of...
vomiting, it could be that your baby's gut is irritated, or please see your pediatrician. But with reflux, it goes away over a period of time. But then you always elevate your baby so that the milk goes down. Then you don't. That's why one rule of sleep is don't feed the baby before they go to bed. That's why. And that's why breastfeeding to sleep becomes an issue at that point.
It's a bad idea.
He or she is going to throw up the extra milk they've drunk.
But that's difficult because like at night, like especially at like bedtime, obviously you feed the baby just before they sleep.
Yes. However, remember, you can actually do like say, let's assume your baby is going to go to bed at 7:30, right? So how about you feed them at around 7? Then
what are they doing between 7 and 7:30?
No, see, there's always a gap between waking up, and because babies are not just generally sleeping, right? So let's assume your baby just slept at 5, right? And the intention is to be asleep at 7. So see, the feeding in between somewhere here. Between 5 and this time. So after that, what you do, you bathe and then you go to bed. So don't then feed so much again, because then
that's going to that makes sense actually, because someone had asked about overfeeding. I guess that answers your question. Don't like feed the baby so much before they're about to sleep, because they're going to be uncomfortable. Now about sleep training generally as your discipline, I see a few people asking, like, her baby is 8 months. There's another one who's saying her baby is 1 year 5 months. Someone else, their baby is 2 weeks old, and they're asking, can my baby be sleep trained? So is there a particular age that you'd recommend you start to sleep train your baby? Is there a limit, like now past this age you cannot sleep train your baby? Like what is the recommended, and like when is it too late?
You're never too late, because then I have met kids with sleep issues until the age of 9.
Oh
9
wow.
years. So I've always recommended that start teaching your child proper sleep hygiene from day one. And when I say day one, okay, I don't mean like the first day they come from hospital, but like from day one. Like simple things like where you're sleeping, it is your bed, okay? We do certain things. And in fact, I think the first 3 months of life, you're not like on a strict, and by this schedules have never been, schedules have always been flexible. They've always been flexible. So you need to them proper sleep hygiene, sleep at that. I mean, at 0 to 3. Now, 4 months, we have to sleep. That is now where, people pick sleep training as the baby has to be put down. Who puts a 1 month old down?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. It is proper sleep hygiene. And even as I say, like, rocking is not advice. It depends. If your baby is 4 months onwards, fact, you're not going to be able to carry them. And also, they're going to behave very differently. But if you're talking about a child 13 weeks to 0, yes, help them to fall asleep. You have to make sure that you have a schedule. That one is important. Your routines are important. But then I can't tell you routine in a kang, but routines look like this. You wake up, you eat, you play, you sleep. Bas.
Yeah. That's it.
Do you know, Yummy Mommy? It is how you run your home that helps me help you to put your baby to sleep.
Yes,
imagine
exactly.
Then I have working moms who want to go to work and come and say, I want to see my baby before I sleep. But what happens if the baby's biological clock does not sync with your work schedule? What are we going to? And those are the things we talk about. It's actually a very personal choice to decide, okay, it looks like this. But otherwise, it differs. But from month 4 all the way to God knows, to you know even 10-year-olds like your son towards preteen, his sleep is going to change.
Oh Lord, seriously? Wow.
Yes, it will.
Parenting never stops.
Adolescence and puberty is going to come, but it's going to affect, his sleep.
Yeah. Okay, we have so many questions that are like recurring, like sleep training my 1-year-old. If you want to sleep train, please DM Mwende. Someone else is asking, my baby must sleep on the tummy for him to sleep for long. We've already addressed that. She said it is advisable for you to put your baby to sleep on the back. But some of us are just here cheating the system. But it is the safest to put your baby to sleep on the back, right? And then someone's asking, but is it true that if babies sleep on the side, because if they sleep on the back, mate itawanyonga? That not possible. Does that happen? No. It's not. That is not. Yes. Someone is asking, where can we get the repeat? This will be saved on the Mother Baby KE page, so you'll be able to refer to it. So don't worry. Can we answer a few questions about bathing the baby, because we have 3 minutes? So answer quick fire, Mwende. Someone is asking, should they use panga soap to wash their baby, or they should use proper baby soap?
Your baby's skin is different. Or do what works for your child.
Yeah, I would also say that. Even someone else saying here, everything is different when it comes to babies. That should be the key takeout for everybody, is that everything is different because, someone is saying, my baby will not go to sleep until 12 a.m. Was told it's called the witching hour. Is that true? My baby is 10 weeks. What is the witching hour?
The witching hour is when your baby has extreme crying sessions. So mostly they're called either colic or gas or reflux, one of those ones.
Okay.
Yes. Also, there's probably also a situation, maybe the baby is also overtired.
Yeah. Okay. Some people are saying that they feel like some of the answers are not conclusive, but I don't know how else you want Mwende to answer the questions, because she said, a lot of these things are very specific to you as a mom, you as your household, you as your baby. So there's no general answer of to sleep train your baby, put them down at this time and do this and this and this. I feel we need to actually have the personalized services. So DM her if you want that information, guys. Someone is talking about a 2-year-old child. So she's like, I have a 2-year-old child who gets so angry that she faints. Wait, okay, I don't think that is about sleep. Sorry, I don't think that is about sleep. Yeah, sorry, okay, I think all these ones are just, there's been asked a question, how then do you manage colic baby who doesn't sleep at night? I think you've mentioned that there's specific methods about that, right?
Yeah, and also managing the colic itself.
Okay.
So,
okay, last question. Does teething make a baby not sleep?
It makes them uncomfortable, but it doesn't make them not sleep. It's not the issue. The issue is something else. It's just uncomfortable. Okay.
I feel like we only have literally 1 minute, and I don't want you to cut off before we've said our goodbyes. Mwende, you've been amazing, and I've gotten so much information. I personally am going to come for a session because I feel like everything I knew about sleep training before has not entirely been true. So we need to sit together and have a session. Yes.
Exactly. And one thing, I need to say this, that you can't, the answers that you're looking for, even on the internet, they're not straightforward the way you find them. Is baby A, we do this. Baby B, we do this. 2 kids can be the same age, but totally different on how we handle their behavioral issues when it comes to sleep. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys. I really hope everyone has been able to get at least some information. I know I've definitely learned so much. Thank you, Mwende. Thank you, Mother Baby KE, for this platform. It's been amazing, and I've learned so much, guys. This video will be saved on their page, on their IGTV, so you'll be able to refer back to it. And thank you for joining us. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.